Okay, people, it's day 11 of 12 Days of Cricut Christmas Crafts with Debbie O'Neill, and today is all about easy printable gift tags. We all need them, we all run out of them, you never seem to have the right size or the right color, or you forgot to buy some at the store, or your package is so big a little tag that you picked up isn't going to be big enough. So I'm going to show you how to solve that problem by using your Cricut machines and your inkjet printer and some white cardstock. That's all you're going to need. I'm also going to give you a couple of tips about dressing them up after you print them out and cut them with your Cricut, and how to make them super cute. Anyway, let's get started. It's crunch time. You need to make some tags, gift tags for the holiday packages, and you need to do it in a hurry. Let me show you a cool way to do this super fast. All right, so I'm in Design Space. We're going to come over here to Images, and we're going to go to Categories. Up here in our search window up here on the right hand corner, we're going to click Categories. And we're going to come down here and we're going to find the Christmas category. Woohoo! All right, so if you're trying to find some Christmas images in a hurry, this is the fastest way to do it. And there's tons of stuff in here, guys. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. And it's all kinds of projects, okay? So it's boxes and bags and tags and images for signs, and you just name it, it's in here, okay? Stuff to put on t-shirts if you need that last minute t-shirt or whatever. But what we're going to work on today is we're going to come over here into, so we've got it on Christmas, but we're going to do tag. I'm just going to type in the word tag, and guess what? All these awesome tags pop up. Yep, lots of fun tags in here. Look, it's just tons of them, all right? But most of these are layered image tags, and that means that you're going to have to cut out multiple pieces of paper, and then you're going to have to put it all together and all that stuff. Nobody has time for that, right? We're in a hurry. We need to make some fun tags. We ran out of tags. We forgot to buy tags. I don't know about your holiday wrapping, but it seems like I'm always running out of tags, okay? So what we want to do is I'm going to pick a few of these images, and I'm going to show you how we can streamline this process and do the print and cut feature, but personalize these tags. I'm going to show you some things. We can change the color schema. I'm just going to go through and pick a few of the tags that I like to play with, and I love this little reindeer. He's so cute. So I'm just highlighting the ones that I want to use. Now here is a tag that's already been made, okay? So this one, super easy, except that it's in layers right now, but I'm going to show you how to change that. And let's see, what else looks good? Oh, the stocking's cute. That's always really good. I like to think about the types of wrapping paper that I'm going to be using, and then kind of pick the tags that fit whatever my theme is for wrapping. And let's see, what else looks good? But look how many, there's so many fun ones, guys. Look at this. Tons of them. The little gingerbread man is super cute. I think I'm going to pick that. Let's see what else. So I'm just going to go through here, and I'm just kind of scrolling just to give you guys an idea of all the great tags that are in here. So let's see. There were a couple more I wanted to put on here. Okay, this elf tag, his elf is so big right now. In my family in particular, it's one of our favorite Christmas movies, and I bought some really cute wrapping paper to do the elf thing. Okay, so let's see. I think we've got some here to play with. All right, so I'm going to insert images and put these on my mat. Now, you're going to notice over here in your layers panel, you'll start seeing that these are cut images, okay? That means each of these pieces would have to be cut out and adhered to a tag, all right? Nobody's got time for that at this point in the game, right? So I'm going to show you how to turn these into the most adorable tags using the print and cut feature in Design Space. All right, so you could pick whatever images you want and do this. Now, these tags all happen to already be tags, so they already have a hole in them. But if you want to pick an image that doesn't have that on it, you can always just use the slice feature and cut your own hole out to make it a tag or a gift tag topper. Okay, so here's the reindeer. He's at 6 inches. I love him just this way, so I'm going to leave him alone, but I've got him highlighted. All I have to do is come over here to the layers panel and hit the flatten button, and now I have turned him from a cut file to a print file. Okay, so I'm going to be using white cardstock, and I'm going to be using my inkjet printer, and I'm going to make this into a tag. It's going to print it out on my printer, and then I'm going to be able to cut the shapes out. No fussy cutting here. I'm going to be able to cut the shapes out with my Cricut machine. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for this adorable little elf tag. All I have to do is highlight it. This one's 4 inches. That looks good to me. I'm going to leave it at 4 inches, and of course you can change this up however you want. But now this is one file. It's a print and cut file. All right, I'm going to do the same thing for the little gingerbread man. He's at 5 inches. That sounds good to me. Remember, we're doing this in a hurry, right? All right, same thing. This tag already has everything on it. All I would have to do is take a pen and write my name on these tags, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to hit flatten. All right, now we're going to get into some customizing. All right, so that was easy enough, right? And then, but let's say that I have a color scheme that I'm using, and I'm going to make this tag a little bit bigger. I want to make it 5 inches. Let's say I'm going to make it 5 inches. Okay, but I don't want a blue tree because the color scheme for the wrapping paper that I have is not blue. I went with all red and green and blacks and golds and that kind of thing this year. So I want to change this tag color. Now, if I was cutting this out, I could cut out of any paper, right? So it is a cut file right now, but I'm going to make it a print and cut file. But before I do that, I'm going to click on the image over here, the blue tree image. And now I want to pick a different color for that blue to be. So I'm going to pick this sage green. Okay, now that blue has changed to sage green. It's going to match my color scheme that I have going on. I left the red the same, and now I'm just going to highlight this, and over here in my layers panel I can hit flatten, and now that shape is flattened. Okay, but I don't want it just that way. I want to be able to personalize this and make a gift tag out of it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unflatten it. Did you know you could unflatten an image? So I'm going to unflatten it. If it's one that you've flattened, you can unflatten it. Okay, so now we have this tree, but I want to add some text to it. I want to say to. Okay, so here's the 2. I'm just using the Cricut Sans font. Remember, we're doing this in a hurry. And I'm just going to size it right here. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way so they're not confusing you. All right, so we've got this, and then I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to write from. And if I can spell correctly, we'll be in better shape. There again, this is down and dirty, hurry, hurry, right? We're just trying to get a few tags made, but we want these to be super cute. So I'm leaving myself room to write who it's to and then who it's from. Okay, now if I go through, whoops, if I go through this image and I try to click this over here in the layers panel, I'm going to hit flatten and watch what it's going to do. Look, it's got those words on it. It's attached. I'm going to be able to have custom to and from tags that I've just made. Super easy, right? All right, so now let's say I want to do, I just want to do something that says for you. Okay, I don't want to put a name on it or anything. I'm just going to say for you, and here's for you, and I want to make sure that it's in alignment up here. I'm going to hit the down arrow, and I want to center those two words over each other. So I'm just going to hit center, and so now it has moved the 4 and the U over each other. And then I can just turn this around using that and move this up. I can make it a little smaller if I want. You can use any font. I'm just doing this quick for you guys. Okay, so there's the 4, but I don't want it in black ink. I want to use gold ink. So I'm going to come over here to text, and I'm going to click that F, and I'm going to change it so it looks, it's called candy corn, but it looks gold, right? It looks kind of gold. So now that's on there. Now I can highlight this tag, and then I'm going to hit the flatten button. Okay, and now it is on there. Okay, so you can change fonts, you can change the colors, you can change the spacing, you can, you know, really customize these. Now, speaking of customization, I want to make this bulb a little bit bigger. Now you can make the tags any size you want. I'm kind of making mine oversized because I have some bigger gifts, and those little tags just get lost on top of a bigger gift, right? So I'm making these big. You can make them whatever size you want. So now I have this cute little bulb here, and there again I could change the colors if it's not going to match my color scheme or whatever. And I'm just going to leave this one the way it is. All right, but I want to customize. I'm going to write, I want this to be for a particular person. So I'm going to say for Bianca, and then there again, I want to align that word. I'm going to come up here to my menu up at the top, and I'm going to hit alignment, and I'm going to say center it. Okay, and then I'm going to put it onto my object here. But here I want to change it. I don't like the black. I'm going to change it to white. Okay, I think that stands out really nicely. I'm going to highlight the whole thing, and I'm going to hit flatten. Okay, so now we've got all of these flattened. Super quick, super easy. You could make them as many as you want all at one time, size them the way that you want to size them, use whatever images you want to use, and you can have some super cute tags super fast. Okay, so we're going to hit make it now and move on to the next step. Okay, now that we've got our tags selected and we've got them prepped to do print and cut, let's hit the make it button so I can show you what that looks like. So it's going to split them out onto different 8.5 by 11 sheets of white cardstock, and you want to use white cardstock because that is what reads the best in the Cricut machines. And you can, if you're using a Cricut Maker machine, the scanner device on that is a little bit more sensitive. So you could use a light colored pattern paper, but if we want to do this quick and with cardstock we already have on hand, just plain white cardstock, this is the best way to do it. And so you're going to see how it's split out, and you'll notice that on the file it says print and cut. Now I want to make a couple of different ones of these, so I'm going to go ahead. I want multiple copies of the same thing, right? So I can just do this quickly. So I'm going to hit apply up here and change it so I get 2 of each thing, and then hit apply. And now you're going to see it's doubled all of the tags that we selected, okay, that we were going to make. So now all I need to do is hit continue. And I do need to select which device I'm going to be using, and I have my Cricut Maker, but you know, whichever device you have. And then it's going to ask you to send it to the printer. So that's when you're going to load the white cardstock into your printer. And I use a Georgia Pacific white cardstock. I'll link it up for you guys. I buy it at Walmart. It's like a huge ream of it for, I don't know, $6. And it's 110-pound weight cardstock, so it's a nice stiff heavy cardstock. You can use it on, you know, just any 85-pound 65-pound white cardstock that you have. would also work. I just like it on the little bit thicker cardstock. I just think it holds up better. But anyway, so that's up to you. So then you're going to hit print, send to printer, and it's going to go through and go to this print setup screen, and we will want to then pick what your printer. Okay, so, and then you can also change it here to copies, but we're not going to worry about that because we've already doubled the amount of copies we're going to make. And then you'll notice here it says add bleed. Okay, this is always defaulted to be on, and that is because when it prints it out, it's going to add a little bit more ink around the edges of your image so that when the Cricut machine goes back and cuts it out for you after you printed them, it is going to give you a nice clean color to color edge, and you're not going to have any marks where it's off and you see white on the sides when you really wanted a complete color. Okay, now the other thing I want to mention to you is you can go in if you're having problems, if your printer color does not look the best when you first do this, you can always go into advanced options, and that's going to go into your printer options. It'll take a second for it to pop that up for us, but it's going to take it to my printer dialog box. So here's my printer highlighted here. I can come over here to print preferences, and then over here under print quality. Now everybody's printer dialog box is going to look different depending upon what operating system you use and what printer you have, but what you want to look for is where it says print quality, and you can say best, change it to best, and that's going to give you the most consistent, beautiful look to the print that's available for your printer. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. I've got it set to best. And then let's see, we're going to go here, and then I want to print it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit print, and then we will get this printed out, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, now I've taken this off of my print, and you'll notice that here are the images, and if you look real closely, you can see where it looks kind of fuzzy around the outside of this. That's where the bleed line was, and we're going to notice that when we cut this, it's going to cut with bleed line, so you get a nice clean edge to edge. Okay, so this black banding box here is the registration box that the Cricut's going to read when we send it to our Cricut to cut out for us. Okay, so you're just going to use your mat and then put it down, and you're going to set it here in the left hand corner, and then you just want to rub that onto your mat, and then you're going to feed it into your Cricut machine, and it's going to cut out. Okay, so now that I have my material ready to go in my Cricut machine, I need to set the print material, and I'm going to pick the medium cardstock 80 pound. So I'm going to click on that. Now, if I wanted, I know that my 110 pound cardstock cuts out just fine on the 80 pound medium cardstock setting, but let's say that you're having some trouble with it. You can always come over here to pressure, and you can click the down arrow, and you can add more pressure to it or less pressure to it. So if for some reason it's not cutting as crisp and clean as you would like, change the cut setting on pressure and click it for more. So it's going to cut a little bit deeper into your material. So depending upon the cardstock that you're using, you may need to play around with that till it gets right. Now I know that my default setting at medium cardstock 80 pound cuts fine with the 110 pound cardstock that I'm using. So I've loaded the material into my mat, and now I'm going to hit the Cricut head, and we're going to watch it do this. So it's going to scroll down and scroll back up, and then the light sensor light is going to come on here in a second, and it came on. It's kind of hard to tell because I have to have the lights on bright for the camera. But you'll see there's light, and what it's doing is the scanner is going back and forth, and it's reading these black registration marks around your image. Okay, so those are really important. They need to be crisp and sharp and clean. You need to be using a good quality ink with your printer. Now I use an HP Envy 5660 printer, and it's a couple of years old. I love it. But any of the HP Envy printers also have this Insta Ink program that I love because it allows me to get ink super cheap, and it's good quality ink, and it works great with the print and cut. So now that it's read the registration marks, now it's cutting around the images, and we're going to take a look at this when it's finished cutting. And this is a great way to make embellishments in a hurry, so you don't have to do a lot of layering and all of that. And of course, making these tags in a hurry, because we only have a few days left before Christmas season, and I'm in the middle of wrapping presents, and I need more tags. I don't know about you, I always seem to not have enough tags. I don't know how that happens every year. Okay, so it's almost through. Now, of course, this first set are kind of oversized, but I wanted them that way because they're going on bigger gifts. And they also make just cute toppers for your package. You don't even have to really add anything except some ribbon to it. Okay, so once you get it like this, let me turn the camera back around here. Okay, so once it's finished cutting, then you're just going to peel this away. And I'm intentionally doing it this direction so I can show you. See how you see the outline of the shape that was on here? That's the bleed line that it cut within. Look at the green right here on the edge and the red. So now when we take our images off, sorry about that, I just knocked the tool over. I'm going to flip this over because my mat's still pretty sticky, and I'm just going to peel these off because I don't want the paper to warp on me. Okay, so it has the printed image, and it cut the hole out for us. So now we have a place where we can put our ribbon through, and we can write on our tags. How awesome is this? And it's so fast and easy. Same thing with this one and with the little reindeer. Okay, and then you would just continue this process for all of the other images or whatever you want to do to make your tags. Okay, and you know, change the colors up, put your own names on them, whatever. But I wanted to give you guys one more quick tip. All right, so these are super cute just the way they are, but what if they could be even cuter? Okay, so here's Rudolph, and I've got some of these googly eyes, and I have some, and I just keep a. Does everybody else have a container of googly eyes? If you don't, you should. Okay. And so I'm just going to pick a size of the googly eyes. These are already self-stick ones. I don't even have to put any adhesive on them. And look how cute, in about 2 seconds, you can add googly eyes to the front of these tags on the reindeer. And look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, it is adorable and super easy. And now you have kind of an upscaled tag to put on your ornament, or even just a package decoration. Okay, all right, so we've got googly eyes on him. How about we dress up the elf, and I'm going to add some buttons, some real buttons to the front of this, because I don't know about you guys, but I've got jars and jars of buttons laying around from various craft days, and I am trying to find more ways to use them. And of course, you could switch these up to whatever color. But what I'm using, I'm just using these glue dots. Love this. This is one of my favorite ones. And these are the mini ones. And I'll give you guys a link to that in the description of the video too, so you'll know which ones I use. But they're just little glue dots. And I'm just going to go right over where the spots are and add these 3 buttons. And now look how cute that is. Oh, I didn't quite get that one on there centered. Okay, but look how cute that is now. It looks like you paid a lot of money for that. Really, seriously. Okay, so that is quick and easy, fast holiday tags, gift tags. You can do this for birthdays. You can do it for anniversaries. You know, think about it. All the different things you can do to make tags throughout the year. This is a super fun, fast way to do it. And then just dress them up a little bit. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a lot of fun making some tags. And the design space file that I gave you, these are already set at the sizes that I cut them at, but you can certainly change the sizes and be sure and change, you know, customize them, the words to whatever you want to have on them. Talk to you guys.